G'day guys, and it's Stu from Plan Manage Assist with NDIS TLDR, too long didn't read. And once again, I've got Voula back in from Lift Off Early Intervention. Welcome back, Voula. So let's continue. There are going to be children that have a 2 to 3 year age gap in terms of one might be really advanced and one might be sort of really elementary level in terms of what they're doing. So it's how we integrate those early intervention supports in with that environment of that massive differentiation of ability, not just in one perspective, but in multiple settings and mainstream as well.
Absolutely.
And so, Voula, in terms of Lift Off themselves, I know we did touch on the group therapy, we touched on that sort of stuff. If a parent was to bring a child to Lift Off after the interrogation, after you've already put a spotlight on them, what does a typical session look like with Lift Off?
It looks like we're just playing, to be honest. If you
professionally playing, yeah, of course,
yeah. It's, you know, I have this running joke that I just get paid to play. You know, I blow bubbles and roll around on the floor and act like a lunatic all day. But there is logic to my madness.
There's always, believe me, as someone who is a massive method to every bit of madness that I produce, I understand. And it's about making sure that people outside the NDIS see that you're not just blowing bubbles, you're not just rolling on the floor, that there is a clear method to why you're doing that. There is justifiable evidence to where that's going, and that's then being fed back to the other allied health professionals to then fuel that, maybe that change of circumstance, or maybe that functional capacity, or leading towards something like that. So don't get me wrong, I love the I'm paid to play with kids, but there is so much more to that that people outside the NDIS will not see.
Yeah.
And it's about making sure they understand that. So I don't want them feeling like, don't get me wrong, I get the joke.
No,
I appreciate the joke, but I don't want people seeing it as just that, when there is so much evidence, psychology, and that there is documented papers behind what Lift Off does.
It's one of the most rigorous therapies that you will find out there. It is evidence-based. There is a myriad of research that has been done to show how effective this therapy is. The fact that we embed up to 6-7 individualized goals for that child in one play activity, and we plan for 10 different activities in an hour session. We are very intense and we're continually taking data. So at the end of a 10-week plan, we sit down with every parent and discuss where their child is sitting, what goals they've achieved, and then we ask them if they've seen it at home. And if they have, then we consider particular goals mastered. We then reflect back on the checklist, pick new goals. So there's that continual process of learning.
Exactly. So there's always intent behind every action. There is intent behind every toy, intent behind every action that's being done.
Yeah.
And so lastly, Voula, because again, this kind of podcast could be seen by someone, in Perth, in Northern Territory, it could be anywhere. Where does Lift Off currently offer support?
We currently are based in Southwest Sydney. So we have a clinic in Roselands, but we also have 2 mobile therapists that service children all around metropolitan Sydney.
Okay, so all around Metro Sydney. And so for those that would like to potentially reach out to Lift Off, how would they get in touch with you?
We have a phone number. It's 8376 2523.
So just nice and slow again for me, because I didn't catch that off the top of my head. Was
83.
Yep.
76.
Right.
25.
Yep.
23.
And if they wanted to see a website?
liftoffei.com.au.
So liftoffei.com.au.
And there is a contact us, which you can just pop in your details, tell us a little bit more, and then we'll get in touch with you.
Yeah, I know that as a parent, the times that I've forgotten phone numbers is I'm either driving or, not a chance. So having that website, knowing that there's a simple form that I can fill in and that I'm going to have someone actually reach out to me, speaks volumes. Voula, thank you so much for coming on today to TLDR. Really appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Okay. And once again, a massive thank you to Voula for joining me today on Plan Manage Assist TLDR, Too Long Didn't Read. My name is Stu, and I'll see you next time.